Hi everyone. In our last class, we have discussed about the general. Generally, we have discussed about the our topic. I mean, regarding the social science, the first war of Indian independence or Sipahi Mutiny. Today, we shall go through your textbook. In our last class, we have discussed about the our freedom movement, British rule, and Indian freedom fighters, their contribution for the freedom struggle, and many different things. We have discussed in our last class. But today we shall move on to our textbook. Whatever they are mentioned in your textbook. See, this is the third lesson of fifth standard. The first war of Indian independence. In the last class itself, we have discussed about the freedom struggle. And I said you before that India was ruled under a British rule for 300 years. India was ruled under a British rule for 300 years. Before 300 years, what was the situation of India? What was the administration of India? See, before the British rule, India was administrated or ruled under many dynasties, many kingdoms. See, there are some prominent dynasties which take over the administration of India. Although entirely India, see, some Mughal dynasty and some other major dynasties has occupied complete India, and they have made some territories for the betterment of their administration. So Aurangzeb is a very important and dominant ruler who was ruled northernmost part of India, was led with the unsuccessful successors. I mean, blind and unsuccessful successors were there for the Aurangzeb. Because of his unsuccessful successors, in the 18th century, when Aurangzeb's period or he was died, the successors were not strong. They are not efficient to do administration. So, because of this failure, many other subordinate rulers were administrating their territories with the help or under the Aurangzeb. They started to revolt against the Mughal dynasty. The Marathas, Sikhs, Jats, some other small territory kings were revolted against the Aurangzeb. Because of his unsuccessful successors, blind successors, and some other disputed successors, the Mughal dynasty is going to decline. Why it is going to decline? Because of revolts. I mean, non-cooperation of their subordinate rulers and their downfall rulers. So, at this time, India was very good at the trade and communication. Some Portugal and European countries are very good with the India for their trade and communication. They purchase the cotton, textiles, spices, wood, and some other important spices which are very good at India, and they are going to sell them for the England and some other US countries. So, see, I said you before, many other rulers, many other countries ruled our India. Which are those? See, Portuguese, Dutch, French, and British. These four are foreign rulers who ruled our India, who administrated our India. See, the Portuguese are a first people, are a first foreign traders who invaded India or who came to India and started ruling India. See, Portugal navigator. Vasco da Gama is a Portugal navigator who found the sea route to India in 1498. In the last class, I explained about the Vasco da Gama, why he founded the sea route to India, what was the need to found the sea route to India. Before Vasco da Gama, who are tried to found the sea route to India, and some other very important and unique historical movement. In the last classes, I explained you. Today, we shall move on to the in your textbook also they have mentioned about Vasco da Gama. He is the first person who discovered the sea route to India. He is landed in the Kerala, a city named as Calicut. He is landed there and he started a company, a trading centers. Their trading centers are called as companies. Why they are started trading centers? they have started trading centers to purchase the raw materials, to purchase the cotton, to purchase the spices, to purchase the some important wood materials from the Indian traders or from the Indian people, and to export those raw materials to foreign countries to improve their business. This is the main idea of Portuguese. But when the days are going on, the Portuguese started to deploy the army in their trading centers. They started to deploy the army in their trading centers. By that, they unknowingly or unknowingly they are going to involve in the administration of India. This is all about the Portuguese. And next, Dutch, French and British. See, Dutch and French are also Dutch and French are the foreign companies or foreign trading centers which provoke British to come for India. See, Portuguese started the trading centers in our country. After that, by seeing Portuguese, Dutch and French peoples also invaded India and they started their own trading centers in India. By seeing these two countries, by seeing the Dutch and French, British are interested in, they got interested in India. In the last class itself, I said that British means European peoples. The peoples who are settled in the European countries are togetherly called as British or English people. The British means it is not only for any particular country. The peoples who are resident or who are stays in the European countries are togetherly called as British. By seeing Dutch and French, British started to, and they got interest to open their trading centers in India, and in four foreign invaders or four foreign companies, British are a very important and prominent rulers who ruled over 300 years. See, I think after vanishing of British, 1947 August 15, British gave us the independence. They went from our India, but the last peoples, the last persons who went from India that is French. After British also, there were some territories of French which are administrated from the French government, and they are stayed in our country itself, because our neighboring state Goa is ruled by the French government after our independence also. That is a very important aspect we will learn in our higher studies. But in our textbook they have mentioned that there are four foreign companies or foreign trading centers which have came to India. That is Portuguese, Dutch, French and British. British are very important or prominent peoples who ruled over India about 300 years. Why they are ruled such long time? Why? British peoples, British government, British started a company named as East India Company. It was started in the city of London at 1604 to trade in London itself. The East India Company was started in the city of London to trade in London itself. But after certain years, the East India Company has asked the permission for the Queen Victoria, the Queen of England, Queen Victoria, to permit them to trade in the India about 25 years. They asked permission from Queen Victoria to trade in India. By getting permission of Queen Victoria, they started their trading centers in India. Before, Portuguese came to India in the south part of India, but British started their rule from Surat itself. They have started their rule from the north part of India, and day by day they are going to create their own colonies. They are going to create the fort around their trading centers. They are going to deploy the army in their trading centers, and some of the Indian rulers opposed the deployment of army in their forts, and some wars also had happened. That is Battle of Plassey. In the next class we are going to discuss about the Battle of Plassey. It was happened Why? Because they have deployed the army in their trading centers, and they have constructed the fort around their trading centers. And this is a very important part, but it is not even mentioned in our textbook. I am going to say you that. See, the British peoples are very intelligent. They are very intellectual. Why? Because Portuguese, Dutch and French people, they have started their trading centers. They used to improve their trade. If possible, they used to interfere or enter in the politics or administration system of India. But the British peoples are very clever. They have started to develop our country. The British people started to develop our country. Why? Because if we have started any trading centers or we have started any market, there will be a surrounding those market or trading centers, there will be a creation of some areas. So there will be a dependence of some peoples who are going to work in the market, or who are going to trade in the market. They used to settle very near to the market. So the British people started to construct the fort around the trading centers. The British people started to construct the fort around the trading centers. In those trading centers, in those forts, they have provided all kind of basic specialties to the people who used to settle in those forts. By seeing that other peoples of those villages or towns also, they interested to settle in the forts. In the same way, some important major cities of our country in the West Bengal, Maharashtra, Surat, Bihar, the capital cities of those states are developed by the British itself. This is having a wide history. We shall discuss in our next classes. The reason for success of British rule in India is intelligence of British. See, they have sent many viceroys and governor generals to our country. They have made the British rule very strong in our country. Because of that, they ruled our country around 300 years. In the next class, we shall discuss in detail about the battles in which the Indian rulers and viceroys or governor generals of British company fought, and what was the next step taken by the British East India Company to rule over the India, and some other important parts or some other important movements of our Indian freedom struggle we shall discuss in the next class. Thank you.